I had a near-death experience, and my recovery was aided and abetted by my community. It was incredible. It actually taught me a life lesson in that, you know, you need people around you to support you. What happened was I decided that I wanted to thank the community in some way, and I decided to embark on a project called A Portrait of Our Time. I also knew I had to get the project finished by September, when we were having a big exhibition, and I came across Neat. And that was my first production. It helped me out of a hole, and so I became a network promoter to promote that play 10 years ago.
Well, at the time when I started, actually Annie Sturgeon, who was here earlier on, was doing the promoting stuff, and she needed more help, so I was just a helper. So, and I was living closer to here than I currently am, but I like theatre, and I used to come anyway to the theatre, so I just kind of thought, well, I come anyway, so I could be a helper. And then I kind of gradually increased my role with Annie, and then she wanted to pull out completely, so it's me now.
I wanted to become a promoter because I went to a talk given by the then, I suppose, executive manager of Neat, and he inspired us, actually. There was a couple of us that thought, yes, that sounds good, having theatre shows in the hall.
So ordinarily, I would get a pack in early on of the shows that were touring for the season ahead. This is a bit like fashion, you're always working to the next season.
We choose them while looking at the whole calendar, so obviously it's got to work with the dates. It's got to be a good day of the week.
I do sometimes mention it to other people and say, do you think this would be all right? But the shows are my choosing, really.
I generally tend to select 5 or 6 shows. I liaise with Neat. They then tell us who's touring. If it fits in with our dates, I liaise with the hallkeeper to see if the hall's still available.
Then Neat will come back and say that, you know, you're having this and you're having this on these days. So then I firmly book the hall. And then posters will come from the company. So they get distributed, flyers get distributed. The bistro in the village sells tickets for us.
I do a Facebook page, public hall Facebook page. I do a e-newsletter on MailChimp, and I do press releases as well to all the local papers.
Open up, you greet the cast when they come in about, make sure they're comfortable. Usually I feed them and set up the hall. I've
already organised a couple of people to come and help me. So there was Alicia in the kitchen, and there was Esther on the door, and then there's a number of people who will help put everything away at the end of the night.
And then I wait till everybody's gone, and then I lock up the hall. And then I go home and put my feet up.
For me, the joy of meeting other creative people. But I also love to engage with the audience.
Well, I get to see lots of things for nothing. That's really good.
I suppose because it's something I do for the community, not just for the hall, but the community and the wider community, because I tend to get quite a lot of audience from out with New Deer. It keeps my brain active, I think.
Well, I think it does, because actually I know a lot of people who come to these shows that I wouldn't otherwise know. Okay. And it's possible that each of them know other people that come to the shows, at least as acquaintances, if not as friends, that they might not necessarily otherwise have a context to meet.
One little girl said, I like being involved with this because people listen to my ideas. And I thought, right, that's so important. And really key that a child has picked up on the fact that they could have input. So that, with all its benefits, is good enough, I'd say.